Hi, for those of you who do not know me, I'm Renee, also known as Miss HG Mercury from the Sunshine Coast Pinup School. I'm a vintage stylist and a pinup photographer, and we've got some 60s vibes happening on the channel lately. So I'm going to show you how to get a bouffant or a beehive, and I have a little bit of a trick on how I get all of my hair up in there without 1 million bobby pins or teasing my hair too much. So let's go. So I've already curled my bangs. I just split them in half and curled them under and pinned them. And if you are interested in this makeup look, this is from last week's video where I followed a 1960s makeup guide. So make sure you check that one out. I'll leave a little card above. Now for this hairstyle, I do a little hack with my long hair. I just got a haircut, but with my long hair, and I use some of my hair as a foundation for the tease, and it actually cuts down teasing by about half. So if your hair is not super long, one of these hairstyles is really easy to obtain, but when you have a bit of length to it, trying to hide those ends in and keeping them all nice and pretty gets a little bit more challenging, so I have a little hack for you. So for this hairstyle and for any teased hairstyle, you are going to want to start with dirty hair. I'm sorry, you're gonna need to have dirty hair. So washed at least like the day before, if not a few days, because you wanna have that grit and texture in your hair, and the tease is going to hold that much better. You're also going to need a teasing brush. This is one from the Sunshine Coast Pinup School. Bobby pins, obviously, and a hairspray. I like to work with a working hairspray for this style and just layer it up as I need it. And then also some pomade if you need to clean up the hairstyle at the end. So we are going to section our hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this section here nice and smooth and not teased too much, and I'm going to just section that out so it's just from the tip of my crown there down to my ear, and I'm going to just twist and pin those out of the way. Twisty twisty. Yeah. Clip that out of the way. I'll tidy that up in a second, just so you don't get any hair confusion. Right, so I'm just clipping those out of the way for now. And then my little hack is you can either do this with a bouffant, so a half up, or you can do it with a full beehive. So you're going to want to have all of your tease in the top crown part of your head. So that's where you're going to want to place your hair. So I'm going to section this bit here. And then this is going to get teased and rolled into a bouffant. So you can either keep it as a bouffant, keep that section there, and then have this down. But if you do have long hair and you want a lot more style, this can be French twisted up and placed into the bouffant as well. But for now, I'm going to grab this bottom section and tie it. So you want to make sure when you're doing styles that you have lots of hair ties and clips so that you can keep all of your sections in check. So there is that tied down, and then this section is going to be teased to high heaven, but not so much as if I wasn't going to do this little trick. So I'm going to use my teasing brush, and I'm going to focus it on the front section of my hair, pushing that tease in. Sorry, you can't see it. All right, so I've got a good amount of tease there. I'm going to give that a little bit of a spray. And then I'm going to grab this rat's nest and create a front roll with it. So I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'm going to secure it right at that base there where I've sectioned it. And you can use as many bobby pins as you want. And I go in with like at least 4, because that is a fair amount of hair there for me. Okay, so that is getting most of that volume up on the top where you want to have the volume for a beehive, and just going to make sure it's secure. Going to grab a couple of bobby pins just to make sure all of that weight of that hair doesn't just fall straight back down. There you go. Really messy, it does not matter. It is literally going to get covered with the rest of your hair. So you can scrunch it around, make a little bit of a boop out of it, so you've got a nice solid foundation to work with. I'm going to put a little bit of hairspray in and secure it at the sides as well. One more in the back. Ugh. So lots of bobby pins with this style. Okay, so we've got that volume there. So now we can start teasing the sides and pulling them up. I am going to be doing a full twist up do with this. So I'm going to twist this base just like a French twist, but I'm not going to use a Frenchy grip tooth comb. I'm going to just use a few bobby pins because it is not as much hair as what my French twist is. So same theory, I'm going to grab some of my bobby pins and keep them handy. Same theory as a French twist. I'm going to hold this really nice and tight and I'm going to twist upwards. Okay, so that is nice and tight there, and I'm going to use a few bobby pins. Right up there to secure that section. Now this little tail, depending on the length of your hair, you can just brush this and have it incorporated into the rest of it, or you can fill this little gap that you may have underneath here with it. So I'm just going to roll it and secure, crisscrossing my bobby pins. Like so. So that is now just adding a little bit more of that oomph up there. Make sure the bobby pins are all in. My hair likes to spit mine out because this is a lot of bobby pins. All right, so now we've got all of the hair up. We've got our base for our beehive, and I'm going to take these sections out and then I'm going to split them lengthways. So I'm going to leave just that little bit here, framing my face, and that is going to stay nice and smooth. I'm just going to twirl that and clip. Grab that little section. And clip. Now these sections here are going to be teased to high heavens and then pinned into place. So I like to, when I know I'm going to be doing a lot of teas, prime that hair with some hairspray first and go to town. So I'm working in a C formation with my long hair, teasy, teasy, teasy. Now you can tease both sides of this section because this section here is going to be the smooth bit over it. You just want to get as much volume as possible. And then while I'm holding it up, a bit more of hairspray, and I'm just going to hold it there for a little bit. Okay, same on the other side. Now I've got these two sections here. I'm going to get them to meet and then tease together. Careful not to actually brush my little book. And hairspray. And then right about now, the mailman comes and you gotta go outside. All right, so now I've got all of that hair nice and teased. I'm going to just grab it all, aiming over here, and I'm going to very gently just smooth it a tiny bit. So just so it's not so bad, just a tiny bit, just so you can get it a little bit more uniform. Some spray. Okay. Right, so now I've got all of that tease there. I'm going to grab this section. I'm going to grab some bobby pins and I'm going to twist it and pin it underneath all this big mound. Making sure it's smoothed, grabbing little bits, sort of like rough those two bits together, and a bit of spray. And then pinning that into place. I like to go upwards. Like so. And you can use a mirror at the back as well. You can go for a fully polished beehive look, or you can go for a more of a sex kitten look. I like to be a bit more forgiving of myself and go for that more of a tousled look. So make sure you've got the shape that you like. It's very extreme. So depending on how long your hair is how big that little boop is going to be. So you can play around with how high you want your hive. And then this little tail here, I'm going to tuck straight into that twist. Bit of spray. Okay. So from here, so these are just going to be the bits that dress the hair at the end. From here, you can use your comb to just pull any little bits away. And then I'm going to grab this and smooth it up. I'm going to give it a gentle tease, mainly just so that the hair can stay uniform. And I'm going to pull it over like so, give it a little bit of a spray. And I'm going to pin it into the back. Whoop. And then use your spray. I like to pull these little tousled bits. So basically, if your hair's going to fall out anyways from any layers, just work with it. It's better to work with your hair than fight against it. So if you've got those, any cute little face framing layers, just keep them going. And I'm just spritzing and smoothing. Okay, same on the other side. See if I can find that little, on that side, gentle tease, very gentle and smooth. And then try to keep that same line. And then just find where the other one is pinned and cross it over the other and pin. Like so. Now before I secure any of these little tails, I'm just going to give it a little bit, another round of spray and finesse. Smooth down this top bit now that it's a bit more visible. Just spreading that so it covers, you can see the change in direction of the hair. And then this little bit, I'm just going to use my comb to stick it in, hopefully. There we go. Okay, and you can do whatever you want to do with the little tails that you have from your dressing sections. I like to grab a couple of bobby pins and then just try to make like a nice little thingo out of them. Going to use a little bit of pomade on the ends just so that they are nice and smooth, which will make it a lot easier to handle. We go, and a little bit of pomade over all of the top as well. just to smooth any sections. This is just one that just slipped out of my little twist, and I'm just going to use a U-pin like that to secure it. Like so. And if the back is really bothering you, I have no idea what that back looks like. If the back is really bothering you, you can use a flower clip or a cute little bow. It's very beautiful in the 60s to use a bow for that. And now I'm just going to take out these pins holding my fringe. And just fan them out. If your front section is longer than this, you can do this and you'll get like a really cute little flick. I'm just brushing them out. And we're gonna spray. So there we have it. Now that may seem like I used a lot of tease, but trust me, if I tried this hairstyle with all of my hair up in a tease, it would not only be really heavy with bobby pins, there was a lot of bobby pins I know, but not as many bobby pins as I would need is if I didn't use my hair as a rat there. So there you have the finished look. I should probably scooch down so you can see my hair's so high. You have the finished look of a 1960s beehive with my little hack on how to get all of your hair up there without 1 million bobby pins or teasing your hair forever. I have no idea what that back looks like. Hopefully it's okay. Editing Renee will tell me anyways. And you can just add a little hair accessory to the back if that is bothering you. Remember to check out the makeup tutorial that I did as well. I will leave another card. And I hope you liked this and I hope it gave you some good ideas. And I'll see you next time, groovy babies.